I've got boss weapons.
What's up? Twisted Trooper here, coming to you live on this first podcast of the brand new year. We have a pretty good show for you today. It's a little bit out of the norm. The reason why I'm not looking at the camera right now is because, as you can see, I'm still setting up. What we have on the panel? Okay, here we go. Who we have on the panel tonight is we have Joker from Gatormaille. It's going to be on the show tonight. We're not talking about anything other than Gatormaille events coming up. Nothing with current events that are going on. So, without further ado, allow me to introduce the panel for tonight. Small panel. Of course, in the top left-hand corner, we have Gene the Dragon from New York Savage Beast. What's up, Gene? Gene, your mic is still muted. And on the top right-hand corner, while Gene is figuring out that his mic is muted, on the top right-hand corner we have Joker, otherwise known Gatormaille. Joker, how you doing, Joker?
I'm good, brother. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How you managing with this cold weather?
Well, we just started getting cold here in Pittsburgh today. It's been mid-50s and stuff, and then today it dropped down to 30 degrees with real feel of about 20 degrees. So yeah, it was not fun.
I can pretty much attest to that. I went outside today a couple times and I was freezing my ass off. So and I was waiting for the snow. You know what? I think I should get a job as a weatherman because it's the only job in the world you could be wrong 99% of the time and still have a fucking job. What's up?
Hear ya.
What's up, Gene? But Gene, your mic is still muted.
My bad, guys.
There you go.
I'm sorry, guys. I'll be on for like 5 minutes. I'm here at work. I'm over here, but I hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's. Can't wait for 2022 so we can have some fun, slinging some paint anywhere and everywhere. Right now I'm out here in Denver enjoying this beautiful city. It's an amazing city. I can kudos to the city. That's what I got to say. But other than that, guys, if you guys see me chime out, just know, I'll see you guys on Friday on the podcast. Today I can't, because like I said, I am at work. So without further ado, Joker from Gatormaille will introduce his product, and we'll get to learn what it is more that he does with this product, and how can you hit him up to purchase one of these items.
Well,
all right, guys. So
I gotta share a story with you, Joker, before you go about your product. About 2 weeks ago, we were at Squid Wars, and I had 3 Iron Man matches back to back.
guys.
And I caught. We lost Gene. He's gonna go back to work. And I caught a shot in the neck right here, literally, like on the left-hand corner of the Adam's apple. Took me down fast, and I thought I was gonna die. Tom Ventura from Fox's Den came up and he said, "Listen, why don't you try using this?" And he took it off. He loaned it to me. And what I found interesting was on my last Iron Man match, it's just Iron Man, and I caught balls on the neck, but I didn't feel it. I mean, I felt the little shell that goes through occasionally and the splatter of the paint. But for the most part, they were rolling off the Gatormaille. These were round ball. And it was consistently hitting because, I mean, after the Iron Man, I was literally bruised from the left side of my body all the way down. I was fucked up. But I really, really liked the concept, the idea behind Gatormaille. Also, I had mentioned the fact that it's a big item. It's hot right now, and I wanted to get you on as well because I wanted to purchase some Gator malls, so that I can give them away to the community here who watches the show. We have a milestone marker, so I wanted to do something special for the community, for the viewers, and just randomly select. Have the computer randomly select 4, 5 viewers, subscribers, and here you go. Here's a Gator Mall. So, but tell me about your product. How did it come out? What made you decide to? Because if you're looking at it, it looks almost medieval, like what a knight would wear.
Exactly. So that's where the basic concept came from, was medieval chainmail. I am a big Renaissance Festival guy. I've been to Renaissance festivals all up and down the East Coast, down south. I normally do a kilt and all that fun stuff. I even play paintball in a kilt when it's nice out. I was playing at my home field in Pittsburgh, and a guy I had met and became friends with, he had something similar on his mask. I'm like, dude, where'd you get that? And he's like, oh, the people that make it don't make them anymore. And he goes, it's been about 5 or 6 years. And I'm like, oh. So I called my buddy. I took some pictures of it. I called my buddy. I said, hey, can we do this in chainmail? But it needs to be lightweight. It needs to be flexible in all weather conditions. But it needs to be able to withstand getting shot, plus getting cleaned. He goes, I got you. Give me a couple days. About a week later, he calls me. He goes, all right, I want you to check it out. And that's where the first Gatormaille came from. He made a Gatormaille for me in purple and green, which are my colors. It weighed 4 ounces. And it's a combination of anodized aluminum and EPDM rubber, which is the same kind of rubber they use to make pond liners out of. The big ponds. And
the big ponds, huh?
Yeah. So it's weatherproof. It's waterproof. I've wore it in 20-degree weather in a foot of snow playing paintball. I've wore it in 100 degrees with 100% humidity playing paintball. It stays flexible. But one of the biggest things about it is, A, it only weighs 4 ounces, and when you put it on your mask, you don't even realize it's there. But it helps keep your neck cool, especially in the summer. Because how many people have you seen running around in the summertime with the big rags wrapped around their neck so they don't take neck shots? It's hot. It's sweaty. They allow the air to get in at your neck while keeping your neck protected. And I found a little trick. I was literally setting my mask. I'd open my cooler and set my Gatormaille in the bottom part of my mask down into my cooler in between going out onto the field. The aluminum rings would hold that cold temperature for about a half hour or so and help cool my body down while I was out playing.
I would definitely have thought that. Yeah, it would definitely cool you down because it provides some kind of shade as well as a protection. But I would, being that the mask only comes up to your chin, so all this is exposed. Of course, yeah. And then I was one of those guys that I would put a towel, or a scarf, and I would die. So I'd go without it. So yeah, I totally understand what you're saying there. A lot of guys, you get cool, you're cooler. That's always a welcome plus, because you're running encumbered with a heavy amount of equipment. The least thing you want to do is overheat. And I've had that happen to me at Command Decisions. I overheated. Wrapped up from head to toe. Tell me, the Gatormaille comes in different products. I mean, different styles. Can it be customized? For example, a team logo. Can a team logo be put on it?
To an extent, yes. So we're dealing with round, single-colored rings.
Okay.
And right now, that's kind of all we have available are solid color rings. So to do a really intricate logo, it kind of makes it look 8-bit, like old school, original Nintendo Mario Brothers 8-bit. So some of it really loses a lot of what it really is. Flame designs are an absolute no for right now, because it literally looks like somebody's tripping on acid and pukes all over the place. There's no way to get to look like an actual flame. With that being said, we've done for Geo from down in North Carolina, Geo MAGFED. He has the Punisher skull on his Gatormaille. We've done Mutant for Mutant 313. We've done numbers, names up to 5 characters fit comfortably, so you can still read them. Steve Norden from down in North Carolina, he has Deadpool logo on the Deadpool face on his. So there are some things we can pull off. We've done pumpkins, shamrocks, a lot of really neat stuff, as long as people understand that it's going to 8-bit out a little bit. But at the same time, when you look at them from a distance, it actually makes it really cool looking. It kind of almost digitizes the piece to kind of make it blend in a little bit more with the uniform, with the jerseys and the helmets and stuff. I've been sent pictures of mask and said, hey, can you do something to match the mask? And I've actually gone, this was for Grizz from Mutant 313. He hand-painted a mask. I had him measure the distances between the colors on the mask and the width of the colors that are on the mask, and I literally mirrored the lower part of his mask to the Gatormaille, so it literally, when you put it, he puts it on, it looks like the mask just continues all the way down to his chest. But it's in the chainmail. We have the single-colored anodized rings. We predominantly use black rubber O-rings, but we have about 8 different color of rubber O-rings to kind of accent when we use color pieces.
So basically, New York Savage Beast, they have what, red, yellow, green, and they have the logo of the skull with the gas mask. Different colors, intricately. How would something like that be incorporated? They would send you a PDF and see if you can do it, or?
Yeah, so I would have them send me a PDF, and I would see if I could do it. Like I've seen their logo, and with the intricacy of the skull with the gas mask, it would not look like a skull with the gas mask, and I would tell them that. But what I would do is I would offer to take their main colors of their jerseys, of their logo, and I would actually do a pattern. Like I could do, our standard pattern is 2 colors, and then opposite 2 colors, or however many colors. I would do that, something like that, because a lot of those guys play MAGFED. I would even offer them to do that, their colors in a camouflage pattern,
like a OCP or camo color kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So kind of like, I don't know how well you can see this one. Let me see. Losing my phone. So this is one of our standard woodland camos.
Yeah, I see
There's tan, there's brown, there's green. There's chocolate to give it another accenting color in there. That is probably, our camos are our biggest sellers.
Okay.
Toxic Teddies.
I think we lost you. Joker? I think he froze. Let's see if we can catch him back.
3 to 4 colors.
There he goes.
We can camo that.
We lost you. You froze totally.
Oh, am I back?
You're back.
Okay. So anyway, the camos are our biggest sellers. We sell a ton of camouflage. Be it the woodland camo, like I just showed you, our multi-cam, urban camo, which is grays and whites and blacks. I was saying the Toxic Teddies, who are our very first team that we sponsored. They have an orange, silver, and black camo to go along with their jerseys. And it turned out really nice. I've done countless number of camo designs and patterns. But I mean, we have our basics. We can do solid colors. We can do 2 colors. Standard kits are usually either one of our camo designs or your 2 metal colors. And we just get crushed with orders. Last year at this point we had to slow down and allowed us to catch up. This year we picked up 3 more team orders in the last 4 days. So 10 to 12 Gatormailles per team, which keeps us going. And what a lot of people don't realize until I tell them about it is there's no machine that makes these. These are all hand-tooled by essentially 4 people. Me, my wife, my one buddy that runs with us, and the co-founder of the company.
Wow.
We literally hand twist every one of these rings and put these together. They take, on the average, to do just a standard colored one or a camo one, about 4 hours to make.
Well, we got some comments. I got some questions for you, but we got some comments coming in. Geo MAGFED Joker, I want to do another maybe matching the team's uniform pattern. So I see that the intricacy could definitely be I think that's what a lot of guys are going for, is the uniqueness of each mall. I like the product. Let's see who else is chiming in. Derek, New York Savage, Ghost. He likes the camel pattern. Good evening, Paul. Paul Edwards checking in. James Costigan says he likes the Toto pattern. What Toto pattern is that?
Not sure.
I like the Toto pattern. James, if you're watching, can you clarify what you're talking about? What you mean by that? How long have you been playing paintball? Let's go a little off topic. Yeah, let's get a little background.
All right. So I started playing paintball 11th grade of high school, 1992. A couple of my friends said, "Hey, we're going to try this out." I grew up in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, and we went to an indoor field, and it was okay. Then I met some guys while I was there that said, "Oh, you got to come out and play with us." The guy's name was Stryker. He was from Pittsburgh. He ran a team, semi-pro team called the Steel City Slim. And he had a Young Guns team that he put me on. And we went to a lot of local tournaments, International Amateur Open, and I played these, and I fell in love with the game.
And that was the end. That was the end of it all from there.
Oh yeah. I became very poor after that.
Yeah.
But like I started playing, almost every weekend, and I started doing a lot of the amateur opens. I did the International Amateur Open every year, a lot of speedball tournaments, a lot of woods ball tournaments, and then it started to become a little bit stale because there was a lot of cheating, a lot of people were just fights on the fields and everything else over stuff, and I'm like, okay, I like to win them as much as the next guy, but this is just me getting out and having fun and blowing off some steam. So I met Tom Bianco, Silver Fox from Blues Crew, and he said I ran for a year or two with him, and I almost walked away from paintball. 1998 International Open, Amateur Open, paid all that money to go and play, and his brother was the captain of the team, and I got in one game. And I was like, that's it, I'm done. I said, I just spent all this money, and I sat here and I filled pods for everybody all day. I'm done. Tom called me up, Silver Fox called me up about a month later, and he said, hey, don't give up on it yet. He goes, I want to take you somewhere. He took me to EMR for a Castle Conquest game.
Great.
I had never played scenario ball before in my life. Never played big game ball. I only played tournaments. I got out there, and he ran with me all day, all weekend. On the way home from that game, I looked at him and I said, you just saved paintball for me. Literally. You're the one that kept me in paintball. So I started doing some big games and stuff, and then I had kids, and I got out of paintball for a little bit because the kids and working was more important. Then I ran into Silver Fox again, and he got me back into paintball. Well, 2 years ago, I made my first Gator. We made our first Gatormaille in March. I showed it to Silver Fox, and he goes, why don't you make me one of them? He goes, I'm old. I don't like getting shot in the neck. And he goes, I got a big game coming up down in Florida. Why don't you make me one of those? I'll wear it down there and everything and see if we can't get some interest. I said, all right. That was the beginning of April when he went down there. We have made over 1,500 Gatormailles since April of 2020. We have Gatormailles in Canada. We have Gatormailles in England. And we even have a Gatormaille in Sweden. All over the U.S., we now have 21 sponsored teams.
Well, I was gonna ask you about the. I think we were speaking about that before, but go ahead. I got a question for you that's coming on both Apple Podcasts and on Facebook, and I got a bunch of questions coming in. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But go on. I'm sorry. I do apologize. But
no, it's all good. Monster Game of 2020 was a huge turning point for us. We went out there. It was our very first big event we ever vended. We went out there. We took like 15 Gatormailles out with us, and that's all we had. We had no merch, no nothing. We had Gatormailles. Me and my wife went out, and I met the guys from 13th Legionnaires. Hung out with my buddy Carl, who was the inspiration behind Gatormaille to begin with, Carl Faust. We hung out with him and everything, and the 13th Legionnaire guys treated us like we were part of their family. They took us out to dinner. We hung out with them. And they were in awe because me and my wife literally were sitting at dinner with them Saturday night, and we were making Gatormailles. The Saturday during Monster Game, we sold all but 3 of our Gatormailles we had, and we took orders for another 8. Saturday afternoon, Carl comes up to me and he goes, he saw me in line getting food for me and my wife for lunch. He goes, I need to take you to meet somebody. He took me over and introduced me to Reaper, West Coast Reaper. He introduced me to him. Guy had been by our booth before. I had never met Reaper before in my life. He had been by the booth and talked to me and my wife and said how cool they were. He goes, I'll tell you what, he goes, I'm a sponsored player. He goes, would you be willing to make me one for me to wear when I go and play paintball? And I'll really help you push your product. I said, okay. He goes, I can give you my address to ship it. I said, I'll have it done for you by tomorrow morning. And he just looked at me funny. I worked on it from the time I got back to the booth until 11 o'clock that night. I finished it. Sunday morning, I went and I handed it to him. He brought me on the show a couple weeks later, and it's been crazy. That Monster Game vending, we brought in about $1,000 worth total worth of sales. Monster Game 2021, we had $1,200 in pre-sale before the game even happened, and did another $1,500 at the game.
wow.
In every game, it's more and more and more. People are seeing our products. They're coming up. People message me, email me. Hey, we were at this field, and so told us to get a hold of you about this. And I talked to them, and about 75% of the people that get a hold of me purchase a Gatormaille, which impresses me because most people that email they ask, and it's like, oh, okay, and most of them never get back to you. But it's like, no, what's your PayPal? What's your Venmo? What's your Cash App? We want this. So we've stayed crazy busy, which is just awesome.
Well, I gotta go to your questions. The questions that are coming in. Apple Podcasts. Sure. Apple Podcasts. I have a Byron Adams, and he's coming in from the UK. He's
nice.
He's coming from Sefton. Forgive me if I butcher it. I do apologize. I'll spell it out. WIRRAL. Sefton Rural number 5. This question is for Joker from Gatormaille. Does Gatormaille have any intentions of coming out to the UK? If so, or if not, how can I acquire Gatormaille?
As of right now, to try to travel out to the UK is not quite feasible just yet. We haven't got quite that big to be able to afford to send everything over and come over and vend an event as much as we would love to. However, if they reach out to me, right now we only have our Facebook page, our Instagram, and our email. If he reaches out to me through one of those, we will make the product. I will get the actual shipping cost, and I have no problem with shipping overseas, none at all.
Okay, all right. So I'll be sure to get, I'll be sure to have the his link, so you can get a hold of him at the post credits. Another question coming in from Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona. Miriam Garcia. Question: Gatormaille. Is Gatormaille? Can I get Gatormaille in Arizona? And what fields will you be coming to in Arizona? Do you go to Arizona?
Not yet. So right now, the farthest we hit for events is the Midwest. Once again, only because we are super small. We have I do go and play an event. I do go and play a couple events in Florida, but I don't vend when I go down, because to try to transport everything down right now, the cost is astronomical. I can ship Gatormaille just about anywhere. Continental U.S. shipping out is $5 per piece. It's super easy. All they have to do is reach out to me. We'll discuss what they want. They'll send me the payment. We'll get them on the order list. We'll make it. We'll ship it to them. It comes with tracking and insurance and everything on it. It comes with everything they need, instructions on how to attach it to the mask. I have not found a single mask that it will not attach to. Push, Dye I4s, I5s, Virtue Mask, Bunker Kings, whatever. I have not found a mask it will not attach to.
Paul Edwards, he's a team or a team president, owner. He's in the UK as well. He says he runs a small stall and would love to stock a few. I guess stall in the UK, I guess, is a store or a shop. Yep. So he runs a small shop. Would love to stock a few, and one of my co-hosts is not on the panel this evening, but he is monitoring and working on the vaccines, and he's hitting them up with your gatormaille@gmail.com. Is that the correct one to get a hold of you?
Yeah, gatormaille@gmail.com is the perfect email to get me at. Essentially, for right now, with how long they take to produce, we're not technically doing retail. But if somebody would reach out to me and say, "Hey, I want to purchase 5 or 10, and I would like to sell them in the store," I would definitely enter into agreement with them to be like, "Okay, here's what I can sell them to you for. Here is what our manufacturer suggested retail prices." I would have zero problem with that at all. You were saying about doing giveaways with them. I don't know if you know Chris Stryker Scotting from Texas. He's a MAGFED producer down in Texas.
Is he part of Sherwood?
Nope, he's out of Texas.
Well, Sherwood's in Texas. I know a couple of guys that I've spoke to a couple of guys from Sherwood. I spoke to a couple of guys from Houston, Corpus Christi. That they'll be on the show in the coming months, but I'm not sure of the name. I'm not sure. I heard the name before, but I'm not sure if I connect it with him particularly.
He buys 4 and 5 of them off of us every year to give away at his events. And once again, because I have no problem with working with somebody that's going to be doing a giveaway with our product, I essentially give him a standard team discount to buy that many at a time. When I do team discounts, it's a minimum of 5 Gatormailles to be eligible for the team sponsorship discount. But the more you order at a time, the bigger of a discount. But once the team becomes part of the sponsorship program with that minimum of 5 order, say you bring on 2 more people down the road and they need Gatormailles, I'm still going to honor that same team discount price for the teams, because hey, the teams are out there, they're wearing my products, they're the ones getting me the recognition. Like Tom Ventura, he's one of my prime examples. Fox's Den is who I play for, the travel team. So he's one of our den members. He come up and hooked you up, to use his during your Ironman. So these are things that that's the big reason I have no problem with giving out the team discounts for my teams, because they're helping me sell my products when I can't be at every field every weekend.
That brings me to my next question. When
Okay.
I think when we had spoken last, so the community knows, before a host appears on the show, I speak to them at least 2 or 3 times. I think we had spoken the last time we had spoke on the phone, and we had mentioned something about the possibility, like you mentioned it just now, the team sponsorship, and how does that dynamic work? Because that was a question that was asked. I said, well, listen, he's offering to give the sponsorship, the merchandise and the Gatormaille at a reduced rate of team sponsorship. And then the second question that came immediately preceding was, what are the benefits of team sponsorship with regards to Gatormaille? Which is a valid question, because when you join a field, I mean, you're a player too. So when you join a field, you want to know what benefits do we get bringing our team to your field. So it's the same thing. That was the question that was asked. What benefits do we get if, sponsoring with Gatormaille?
All right, great. That is a great question. So right now, the Gatormaille product discount is the biggest part of the sponsorship. We also do a discount on all of our soft goods. Any of our sponsored teams, because we do have, I know there's jersey collectors out there and patch collectors and stuff like that. They would have access to our team price for like our Gatormaille team price for our jerseys, for our T-shirts, headbands, head wraps, stuff along those lines. So the discounts go across the board on our products as far as that goes.
So understanding the team sponsorship. The reason why I keep saying that, I just want to clarify it, because I've gotten hit with a couple questions with that today as well. So to understand the team sponsorship, it's not like the routine, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, it's not like the routine kind of field sponsorship where the benefit is, we get an occasional free entry to an event or something like that. But the benefit here is that we would get a reduced rate for the merchandise. We'd rock the merchandise. So I guess that would be the team sponsorship. Then you're offering the opportunity at a reduced rate, substantially reduced rate, to utilize the product, to acquire the product, and then all he asks in return for the reduced rate is to wear the product. And somebody asks about it, hey, look, here's the card, like Tom Ventura did with me at Squid Wars. So I guess am I correct on that one?
For right now, yes, because we still are so small. A lot of people don't realize that we're going to be 2 years old in April. Every bit of income that comes from our products and our merchandise sales literally goes back into the company. The company was started with a $500 investment split between me and my business partner. We still haven't even returned our investment because we keep rolling money back into the product and back into new designs. We have gloves that we are producing now. You'll get to see those. Hopefully, we have a pair that is ready to be put out for display purposes. So we have Gatormaille, and the gloves are not Gatormaille, but they are enhanced with Gatormaille. It started by Narf from Rhino Dragons, who was a tank driver. He was constantly getting shot in the hands, and even with the gloves, they weren't working. We did a prototype. He tested them last year at Monster Game, and 0 black and blue marks on his hands. We also prototyped out a Gatormaille enhanced sports bra for women.
Wait, don't go on that. Don't go further on that. Hold that thought 1 second, because someone chimed in making a joke about it. It's funny that you just said that, because he goes, I see that this is my other co-host that's on the behind the scenes right now. He goes, I see that there is a Gatormaille sports bra as well on the Instagram account. So the possibilities are endless.
Correct. Plus headroom. Yep.
That I mean, I like the product. I really, you have no idea how much, especially for me personally, Tom told me about it. I've seen Gator malls around. I've been to a bunch of numerous events, and I've seen them around. I thought it was kind of weird looking. I'm like, sure, they got, it looks like basically like if you would wear something from medieval. It's just that what the knights would wear on their helmet, on their head. My next question that I have for you is, speaking of protection, one of the guys that I was speaking to yesterday had asked, would you or can you make a Gator Mall that covers the head and back?
And the answer to that is 100% yes, and we already do.
Okay, tell me about it.
So we do two different styles of head wraps. One that attaches directly to the mask, goes over the top of the head and down the back, either under or over your mask strap. Or we do one that we attach directly to one of our head wraps. If you're a head wrap wearer, it attaches directly to the head wrap. It distributes the weight over the whole thing, so it's nothing really more than wearing your head wrap with a little bit of extra weight to it. And they, our first one of those were sold to a guy that does a lot of snake work in paintball down in Florida, and he swore by it. And we've produced probably about 300 of them since we started making them.
I'm telling you, the idea. I kind of laughed. I'm not gonna lie. I laughed when they said, "Well, ask him if he has something that goes from covers the head." And I'm looking at on the screen because I'm in isolation, but I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, "Wow!" But I would never thought that you would actually make a head wrap. I said I was gonna ask the question, but I stand corrected. Which is a good thing, because when I did my Ironman, I wear a baseball cap. I snipe, but I'm changing my style of play. And again, during my Ironman, I had welt. I had, so I'm like, and I had the mask. Everywhere where the mask was covering, I was fine. Everywhere, everything else that was exposed, I was fucked up. So yeah, you have head wraps as well. So that's we're gonna throw that in the mix too, and I put my order in for the show. Actually, I want to put my order in now with you if I can. So we order. Let's see if I can order 5 of them and 2 head wraps. So it's a total 5, 6, 7 units that I want to order. I will have you message me, so that's how I keep track of all my orders for right now. But there's one more product that I kind of saved to last. Saved for last. Oh, please tell me this is a chest rig. No, not yet. Okay. Chest rig is something we talked about. This is something that protects something a little bit more personal. Jockstrap. We actually do Gatormaille loincloths. Are you serious? And we've sold hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. Nut protectors, like Gio says. Family Joel protectors. Well, one of my teammates, Caesar, if you're watching, this famous saying that will never go away is, "Oh shit, you shot me in my nuts." Well, here you go, guys. I've been one of those guys too that I've gotten clipped on the balls myself. But you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with these products. You got me hooked. You got me hooked on the product. I like the product. I've been raving about the product. I've been researching the product. I've been asking people about the product myself. I'm doing my due diligence on myself, because this at the end of the day, you're a player. I'm a player. We're in the community, and yeah, I trust everybody. But anything that I promote on the show, I gotta promote some. I gotta, do some due diligence, and you're on the due diligence that I done with your merchandise. I found nothing negative about it. Nothing. Well, couple points about the products. Our products are tested at 350 feet per second from a distance of 25 feet, just to make sure they would withstand and take a 320, a 300, 280 FPS shot, different. Yep, I went. Yep. Huh? And then on top of that, we 100% stand behind our product.
if you're playing and you're diving into a bunker or you're sneaking through the woods and it gets snagged up on a tree, and because they're a split ring that's opened and reclosed, if one of those rings open and it pops out, or one of those rubber O-rings happens to tear, you get a hold of me and we will fix it at no cost to you.
Oh my God.
We stand 100% behind our product.
Well, I definitely like it. I don't know what else more I can say about Gatormaille. You have an event coming up. You yourself have an event. You're a general for an event.
Yes, I have an event coming up in July that I'm generaling. It is the same weekend, unfortunately, as Ion, but it's in Pittsburgh. It is based off the movie Ready Player One. I will be generaling. We haven't got our sides picked yet, but I was asked to general. This is going to be done at Steeltown Paintball in Pittsburgh. Roughly 50-acre field, small mountain, huge cities, lots of interesting combat.
First strike friendly?
It is first strike friendly, and I believe I had talked to the producer and the field owner, who I know. I believe that it's going to be bring your own first strikes, but you would pay a small field fee for bringing your own first strikes, which I've seen a couple fields do, but they have been looking into prices of first strikes, and it would be to what they would have to sell them to make it worth getting them in would be astronomical. And they said, we want people to come that want to play first strikes. The field's big enough to do it. Let's say, hey, $15 and you can bring all the first strikes you want.
So I could load up my truck from hatch to the front seat of first strikes and pay $15. Plus
15, yeah,
plus 15, the event.
Plus your registration.
I like it.
I mean, yeah, anybody that's going to be shooting first strikes would pay that additional, but you bring your own first strikes.
Yeah, we've encountered. Let me rephrase that. I've encountered that at a previous event, and I've been hearing that it seems to be the norm now. My understanding is the extra money that you're paying to utilize your own first strike. Guys are like, what the fuck? I got to pay my own money to bring my own shit. Blah blah blah. And I understand why. I had a field owner explain to me why. Well, in this instance, he was changing insurance carrier. But he's keeping that same policy in play because if there's an accident with the first strike, their insurance won't cover it, but the additional monies paid will cover. I mean, it's going to get covered, of course. You get a lawyer to litigate and all that. It'll get settled out. But the long story to a short point is pay $15. You can load up your whole car with first strikes and you can rock out. The money you're paying isn't going in the pocket of the field owner. It's going towards, God forbid, somebody gets fucked up.
Yeah. Right. And it's funny because I played Super Game Maryland 2 years ago in 2020. And they stopped the game because somebody broke a set of goggles with a first strike round. And when they started chronoing the first strikes on the field, they literally stopped the game. Dead stop. Started chronoing first strikes. They found two guys that were shooting in excess of 350.
And that is the reason why we are having so many problems at fields for first strikes. Yeah. Guys, they chrono for a reason. You have everybody complaining. Oh well, it's not right. They're picking on us. It's not right. It's a monopoly. Blah blah. You're right. It is a monopoly. They hold the patent for the next 10 years, 5 years. I think that's left under patent before anybody else can sell it. So yeah, they can set the market. They control the market. That's it. So your options are limited as to where you're going to get first strike. And then, the whole saying, Peter pays for Paul and Paul pays for all. So those two guys that shot hot, okay, they may have gotten away with it. They may not. They may have faced criminal charges. They may not. But every event after that event is going to pay the price for that event. Even at my event,
Unfortunately, so.
even at my team's event, we had a team event last January, Black Hawk Down, and we had a guy from a different team got shot in the face mask, and the first strike was embedded in the mask. Didn't break, but it was embedded in the mask. Was the shot hot? Don't know. Did the shell break? No, it didn't break. It was embedded within the webbing of the mask. Could it have been a demon shot? Yes, but the fact is, for the first strike to do that, it had to have been shot hot. But I've been to events myself where first strikes were shot hot. So Peter pays for Paul, Paul pays for all. And I guess this is probably what's going to happen going forward, is that when you want to use first strikes, you're going to have to pay whatever, $15, $10, $20 to use first strike, because, well, now we got to pay for the mistakes that others have done. It's not right.
Yep.
It's not right. But if you want to play with first strike, I understand it. If I want to play with first strike, and I'm a marksman, I like to play with first strike, but I have no problem playing with round ball, because I can, there are round ball out there that do the same as first strike. Not as good, but still, nonetheless. And if I want to rock out with first strike, then, going forward, and guys are charging $15, $20, what choice do I have if I want to play?
Right.
But at the same time, God forbid, I'm on the field with you or me, and you get shot, and it's a hot shot, and it's the first strike, and it pierces your mask, and it fucks you up. At the same time, I'm human. I'm going to feel bad. I'm going to feel like, what the fuck? And in the back of my mind, I'm saying to myself, okay, fine, something like this is going to happen. Okay, he's covered. He's going to be okay. That's why we have these waivers. That's why we have these insurance. But now the insurance isn't going to cover it. Well, they will. But again, like I said, you're going to have to get a lawyer. You're going to go through all this bullshit. All because people shot hot at previous events and they fucked it up for everybody else. That is what I'm getting from all this, because I'm hitting the same. Yeah. I'm hearing the same thing across the board. I don't know. I'm at a loss of words when I talk about this, because it pisses me off to hear, fields having to charge extra money. It bothers me because I'm paying the registration, but I understand. So, sir.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It is. Let me see. I have more questions coming in on Apple Podcasts. Hold on. Questions coming in on Facebook first before I go to the podcast. Apple Podcasts. Just guys talking about the nut protector, and Joker said that Joker Diablo said he might need one.
Okay.
He's got, just basically people talking about they've gotten shot in the nuts. It's the same thing. FSR to the nuts. That will ring your bell. Guarantee. Yep. Again, talking about the prices of the first strikes. Again, you see, first strike, they set the market. So they have market. MAGFED saying $240 a damn box now is insane. And again, they set the market. So you want to shoot first strike, they know that first strike is limited on the fields. They're going to raise the price. Peter pays for Paul, and Paul pays for all. That's what's going on. You don't see round ball going up like that in price.
Well, yeah, but now they're talking about round ball being decreased down to 1,600 rounds per box too.
Yeah, but that I think that has a lot to do with NXL tournament play. I think that has a lot to do with the tournament, to speed up the format of the game.
I've read some articles that support that, and I've read some articles stating that it was one company that is pushing and trying to bully other companies into doing it. Once again, it's one of those things. If you want to play paintball, you're going to pay for your paintballs no matter what, because you want to play.
Yeah.
If they go up, if the numbers decrease, I can remember when there was 2,500 paintballs in a box.
I think the only time I ever saw 2,500 paintballs in the box, I was playing at SC Village, and that was like in 1995, 96. That was the only time I saw that much.
I was lucky enough that I lived 40 minutes from Smart Parts.
Okay.
And they were making RP shear paint and Marbleizer there. And yeah, we were buying 2,500 round boxes at the time. That Smart Parts was our big sponsor. But that was long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Let me open up this question. Apple Podcasts, Merrill S. from Oxnard, California, is asking, Gatormaille, what? You're going to have to redo the question because I have Gatormaille and then I have, it's a little letter, it's like all gibberish, it didn't come through. That portion, and then it says, Gatormaille, can and will Gatormaille come to Oxnard? So I got an incomplete question, but it looks like she's trying to ask if Gatormaille can or has ever come to Oxnard.
We have not personally been on the West Coast, but we have shipped quite a few of our products over to the West Coast. There's a lot of guys out there. Ivan Ivansky, he is a big promoter of our product. Reaper, there's a lot of guys out on the West Coast that run our product.
I'm gonna be one of those guys on the East Coast that are gonna run your product. I've already said it. I'm even gonna order an extra one just to have here on the show, just to have
nice
in the backdrop. My question for you, you see, guys are asking. Before I go to that question, I just want to clarify something because I'm getting questions here on Apple Podcasts and I'm getting DMs. So I want to clarify some things. I said in the beginning of the show, no questions will be answered with regards to current events.
Correct.
And gentlemen are hitting me up on DM. I appreciate that you guys want to find out, but in the interest of fairness, I remain neutral. My team is neutral, and I will not answer questions with regards to current events. I didn't bring him on to answer those questions. I brought him on to talk about the merch. I do apologize for anybody who's watching expecting to see drama with regards to today's show. That's not what I'm about. Not today. Another question is Ontario, Canada. I'm sorry, Toronto, Canada. Jane Dubois, Dubois, Dubois. I think that's how you pronounce it.
That sounds right.
I think. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. In light of what's going on here in Canada, we are allowed to utilize space markers. Can Gatormaille, or have you ever thought of coming up to Toronto, Canada with Gatormaille?
Yeah, so I actually we're trying to work with some of the fields in Canada. I've been talking to some of the field owners up there. I'm not going to bring up which fields just yet, but right now, a couple of the fields that are located in Ontario, Ontario just got shut down again for travel because of the COVID situation. So that kind of limits us to being able to come up. I would definitely not have any issues going to Toronto, considering from where I live, I can be in Toronto in 4 hours.
Yeah, I can be in Toronto about the same. I hate that drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
so yes, as soon as it's the government feels that it's safe for us to travel back and forth across the border, I definitely want to come up to Canada and get more of my product up there. Absolutely.
Question coming in: what was the date for the Steel Town event?
It's July 9th and 10th.
July 9th and 10th. I'm gonna get the. I will do some. I'll have Intel, go ahead and pull up that the link for that event. Is there a link up for that event yet, or?
Not yet. He's supposed to have the link up and the flyer up to me, hopefully by the end of next week.
All right. So when you get that link and the info, you send it. Send it to me, and I'll put it up on the.
I most certainly will.
I'll definitely put it up there. Okay, she clarified. Yeah, so it was what I had said. It was what I was saying. She was asking if you go up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the forum to questions, particularly only to Gator, Mall, Joker, the products, and merch. Nothing else. So with that being said, I'm gonna open it up. You guys, if you guys have watching right now have questions about Gator Mall, any questions with regards to the merchandise, any questions for Joker with regards to the event at Steel Town, any questions you have, of course they're going to be screened. But go ahead, you can. But by all means, go ahead and hit the questions. Let's see. I got. Okay, can you show the Matthew? Wants to know if you Matthew's from a different team from Texas. It's a friend of mine named Matthew. He's watching. Can you show that camouflage Gator Mall one more time?
Absolutely. This is our standard woodland camo. It is green, tan, chocolate, brown. None of two of them are the same because they're camouflage. So they always come out a little bit different. But that's our standard woodland. We do a standard multicam with multiple browns and tans and black in it. We do an urban, and essentially any 3 to 4 color combination you could think of, we can turn it camouflage.
Cool. And 2 questions here is, do you have what looks like the headrest, the head wraps? Headrest or wraps? Wraps, but he has rest. Or rather, is it accessible through the website or Facebook page?
So there are pictures. There's, I believe, the picture of the head wrap that's being worn by one of my players is on there. If somebody wants to see it a little bit better, message me through the Gatormaille Facebook page, because the player that's wearing it in there is an admin on the page as well, and he can actually send you the picture of his, so they can see what it looks like on his head and everything else. Cool.
Right now, not a lot of questions coming in. They're basically commenting as we're going along. That's on Facebook and YouTube. Same thing's pretty quiet. But a lot of the questions that I'm getting are, well, the DM stopped after I addressed that. But a lot of the questions I was getting was on DM, but I'm getting a lot of questions right now on Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts, I have Rufus from Hialeah. I can never say this town. Hialeah, Florida. Did I say it right? Hialeah? The way it looks like Hallelujah, Florida, but Hialeah, Florida. Question: Gator Mall, Joker, have you ever thought about coming down to Florida on multiple occasions and promoting your product?
So I do come down to Florida 1 to 2 times a year for paintball. I usually bring product with me that are either pre-sold, or I'll have some available for sale when I come down. When I come down, usually in December, I go to Wayne's World that is Ocala, and in March when I go down to see Desi and play at Battlefield Orlando. I will be at Battlefield Orlando in March as a player, but I probably will have some product with me.
Are you going to Jurassic?
Yes.
And of course, a question came in. Joker and a lot of other people want to know Bones and Ashes.
I unfortunately will be missing Bones and Ashes this year.
Okay, and Gio also asking, are you going to go to BNA? So,
I unfortunately will be missing that, but there's a reason that I'm missing it, and right now I can't talk about it. We had a little, well, no, it's something with Gatormaille. It has nothing to do with the other situation, but we had a little teaser today of a really cool announcement that will be coming out. We'll be going live from the Gatormaille page on January 16th at 7 o'clock at night. That would be a Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. So if you want to know what the really cool announcement is that's kind of hindering us from going to Bones and Ashes, please tune in. It'll be very interesting.
Question from Bishop Saint from Grinds Brothers Paintball League wants to know head wraps. Do they come in? Is it one size fits all, or like the fitted caps?
So with the head wraps, if we do the ones on an actual head wrap, we make it to the size of the head wrap that the person wears. If they want one that attaches to the mask, we can make it to the size of the person's head. When they reach out to us, I would say, hey, I need to know. I need you to measure how wide it is, or first, and then how far you want it to come back. If they send me the measurements that I need, I can make it to fit that specific size.
Cool. Well, no other questions are coming in really. I guess we've got most of the questions in Apple Podcasts. There's somebody typing a question in now. I won't know what it is until they finish typing, or who it is, or it's coming from until they finish typing. But let me get to what my next point is, because we're coming to the end of the show. But first, in all true fashion, I give everybody the opportunity to plug what they want to plug, say what they want to say at the end of the show. But let me say, I just want to say thanks for coming on to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
In light of the current situation, because I was weighing the pros and cons, and I was like, should I postpone it, or should I? No, I'm just going to go for it. So, but I wanted to, thank you for coming on the show today. And, like I tell everybody knows, anybody who wants to come on the show, anybody who has an event, anybody, promoter, any vendor, promoter, player, field owner, rep who wants to come on the show, they're more than welcome to. My door is always open for everybody to come on. But for you especially, because you actually have a product that I keep going back to it. I like it. And a lot of the guys in the MAGFED community also are saying the same thing, that they're interested in Gatormaille. One of the guys that are definitely interested, Joker, El Diablo from 50 Boys. He stressed interest in that. He's showing in the comments, he's showing interest in that. Of course, Bishop Saint from Grinds Brothers. I mean, a lot of people are interested in your product. You got something here that is fundamentally good. I mean, it's simple. It's not complicated. It's not, you got to clip this, and very simple. I've seen it take.
It attaches with 0 modifications to the mask, which is a huge benefit to us, because that allowed a lot of tournaments now to start saying, oh, we're not modifying the mask, so it's not decreasing the safety of the mask. It's not padded, so yeah, we'll legalize them for our tournaments. So WCPL, ICC, the Pittsburgh Classic, those tournaments have all legalized Gatormailles to be used by players in the actual tournaments. I heard a rumor. I'm waiting for confirmation, but I heard a rumor from a very reliable source that we are going to get the okay for the pros to wear them in the NXL.
Wow!
If that happens, I'm going to have to hire people to help build, because we're going to go crazy.
You're going to go crazy.
Our fingers are going to fall off. So big strides for Gatormaille. People that have seen the product. I vended the ICC because, once again, last year it was here in Pittsburgh, down where I grew up. and Tom Cole come up, and I had a good hour and a half conversation with him. Jen Montresor, she is a wonderful person. I actually did a custom one dedicated to Tim, who I actually had the pleasure of meeting back in the day a long time ago. I made one specifically for her that she uses to help protect from surgery, which is really awesome. So it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we never expected it, which is awesome. One thing I do want to let people know, when we do come to events and we event and we play, and Geo and guys that have been at events that we've been at can attest to this, we promote young players. So every event, we're giving away a Gatormaille to a young gun, sometimes even two, one for each team. We do this at every event we go to. We donate Gatormailles for giveaways for charity games, like we did at Fold a Gap. We donated one for Mission 22, a special one made just for them. We are two of the three founding members of Gatormaille are military veterans. I'm the only one that is not. So we take, we appreciate military service big time. Firefighters, EMTs, police officers, we take all those things seriously. We do have a line of the thin line series that we do. We do the thin green line for military, thin blue line for the police, thin red line for firefighters. So we do stuff like that. We want them to know that stuff's out there. Another thing that we do that a lot of people are not aware of is we take care of reps and media. Reps and media get the team sponsorship discount pricing on their Gatormailles, because those guys are out there. First of all, they're out there taking pictures of us. They're the ones that are getting me the pictures that I can put up on the Facebook page and on our Instagram, showing people our stuff in action. They're getting shot up doing this. So I want to protect them. The refs, they're keeping us safe out on the field. So I want to protect them too. Our big ref group that we sponsor right now is Solstice Law. And they're one of the best, they're the best ref group that I have worked with in paintball. And I take care of those guys. Any referees that contact me, give me proof that you work at the field. Let me know that you're in the photography end of everything. We make ones that are bright, hello, in your face, so people know. We do bright orange. We do bright yellow. I did one for Simon Stevens for when he does video work down at NXL World Cup. It is bright white and yellow camouflage. So he's out on the field. He's not getting tore up, because those guys aren't protecting their neck when they're out there doing that. They're holding a camera. D.S. Scott, who's another well-known photographer. We made one for him. Desi's ref crew down at Battlefield Orlando, almost every single one of them has a ref Gatormaille. So these are things that we do to take care of the people that are taking care of us on the field.
I like it. I dig it. Let me see. I got a question for you. Bishop Saint is requesting or asking, Gatormailles, are they airport friendly?
Yes. Yep. When I travel to Florida, I travel in them right in my carry-on luggage. I even travel with my pliers to make them, because usually when I'm going somewhere, I travel for work. So I fly all over the U.S. and Canada to work, and I will take pieces on the road to build while I'm on the road. When I'm sitting in my hotel room after my shift, and I'll sit there and I'll watch TV and build Gatormailles. So yep, they can be flown. They're anodized aluminum and rubber. Nothing that would prevent them or cause any issues. TSA anywhere.
Geo MAGFED saying Mission 22 one that you made was badass, and that he's requesting a rough one himself. I just letting you know. Geo MAGFED is putting a request in.
He knows how to reach out to me.
There you go, G. All right, well, we're pretty much at the end of the show. I will give you as much time as you need. Actually, let me rephrase that. We have a little less than 20 minutes. I'll give you, as much time as you need with regards to, limit it, within reason. Plug in whatever you want to plug in. You want to plug in your show. You want to show your product, your website, your Facebook page, events, whatever you want. The platform is all yours.
Absolutely. So you can find us on Facebook. Just search Gatormaille. You're going to find us there. Instagram, #Gatormaille. Our email address, gatormaille@gmail.com. It is the old school style spelling. So if you know somebody that's on the show, they know how to find me. If you can't find me, you can reach out to Steve. He knows how to find me. That's never a problem. Ask questions. If you're unsure, ask me. If you want to design and I can't do it, I will definitely tell you. I'll try to draw it up. I'll try to see how it looks. If I don't think it's going to be what you want, I'm going to show you and I'm going to let you know, and I'll let you make the decision. I don't want anybody to get something and be like, well, I was expecting it to look different. So please ask questions. We have over 40 colors that we can choose from currently on our color roster. If you happen to be in an event that we're at, stop by the booth. Chances are I won't be at the booth because I try to get out and play. My wife travels with me. She builds the Gatormailles with me. She runs the booth when I'm there. She can show you our entire color palette. We have samples of every one of our color rings in a big binder. You can look through them. They can come out. You can check them next to each other to see what you like. So please, as far as events coming up that we will be vending at, we will definitely be at the end of April, Monte Casino out in Paintball to Go. We will be vending there. May, we will be at Living Legends, vending there and playing. June, we will be at EMR for Castle Frontlines, the Blues Clue reunion. We will be vending and running with the attackers at that event. July is the game at Steeltown, 9th and 10th, based off of the movie Ready Player One. I'll be generaling. Also in July, we'll have Monster Games, so we will be at that event as well. August, Super Game Maryland. That's my birthday, so that is a birthday trip for me every year. So I will be at there. September, I believe we're going to be doing Marvel vs. DC. October is Underworld Evolution, running with Christy Weaver from Mad Frog. And then November, of course, we will be back down to visit Eric down at Command Decisions for Folda Gap again.
Oh, God.
Undecided on...
I love that field. I love the field. I love Eric. Eric's a great guy. That field just somehow keeps haunting me. I'm not sure if you're aware of the... I'm pretty sure you are aware because Gio tells everybody. That field is a major... Well, you played at that field. Have you gone up that fucking hill? Have you gone up Hamburger Hill?
Well, me and my wife got there, and we pulled in, we set up our camp, set up our vendor booth. I said, I'm going to take a quick walk around just to see what I'm looking at here. Where we were parked, we were overlooking the power lines.
Right.
The up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at my wife and said, have 911 on standby. I'm 6'2", 285 pounds. I'm 47 years old. I might not make it. And then I got out there. And I will not lie, that was the most fun I had at a paintball field and a paintball event all year.
No, it's a great field. It's a fucking awesome field.
I had so much fun. Everybody just kept coming up to us and talking to us. I had a commander from the NATO side come up, and she's like, you guys have been everywhere. Meaning, because we went out, a group of us went out for Gator, and we were running our Gatormaille gear. And she's like, how many guys did you bring with you? I'm like, 4. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, there's 4 of us. 5 if you count our photographer. And she's like, every time I've turned around, I've seen your jerseys. I'm like, well, that's because we hear gunfire and we want to get in the middle of it. That's just what we do.
Mark a fire. Facebook jail. Mark a fire.
So, like everybody, commanders from both sides were like, "You guys were everywhere." We walked into Fulda Base A, Alpha, and we were told to hold it. We held it until all morning Saturday until they came and relieved us for lunch. And there was 7 of us total in that base. And I had guys coming up to me, "You guys are everywhere." And we were hearing on the walkie-talkies, "Watch out, the Gator boys are back on the field." We were just tearing it up. We were having an absolute ball. It was fun, which is what paintball should be. Fun, a good time.
I definitely agree on that point. Right there, I definitely agree. After the show, after Joker, after we're done with the show, I personally, I'm going to address the community on a decision that I made. But that's something totally related, so stay tuned. Post credits, there'll be an additional couple of minutes after the show. I'm going to be online still. I want to address a couple of things that I want to get off my chest. But with that being said, I want to thank you. We have first I want to thank you for coming on again. We do have an event coming up. The UMFL has an event coming up. Let's see here. I believe. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pull it up right now. Here it is. It is the UMFL MAGFED Fury East Volume 3, and it's being held at MSG Paintball, Middletown, New York, Sunday, January 9th at from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a MAGFED event. It's a MAGFED event, and it's being held at MSG Paintball. Registration is $55 pre-reg. I don't know if pre-reg is still open. Price includes entry and 500 round ball. Sorry, it's really small, the writing. Price includes the entry and 500 rounds of paintball. And again, the event is at MSG. It's at MSG, MAGFED Fury East, Volume Number 3, Middletown, New York, Sunday, January 9th, between 9 and 4 p.m. The link is up. I will also have that link posted up as well. And it is definitely up on Facebook. Joker, again, I want to again thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on the show today. And I know I understand that you might have been a little bit apprehensive, just as I was, but not towards you. It's just the community as a whole. But now, with that being said, you're more than welcome to stay on while I address the personal issue. Before I log off, I wanted to clarify a couple things. This morning, I made the decision to. Everybody knows. Well, my team knows that it's time for me to step down. I have a lot of things going on in my life, and the breaking point today was the current events that have been transpiring. I love the community. I love my community. I love my paintball community. I love each and every one of you guys as if you were my brothers. I'd actually put it up there on my Facebook page, personal Facebook page. If I go out there and I call you brother, it's because you've earned my respect. But there are members out there in the community that do not know what limits are. And members in the community routinely cross the line. And I myself am guilty of it too. I don't say a fucking thing about it. I just roll with the punches. This morning I made a decision that I'm not going to stay quiet about it anymore. I'm not going to make it about me, because it's not about me, the situation that I'm referring to, and a lot of you guys know what the situation is, so I don't have to address it. I don't have to tell you what it is. You guys already know. But I want to make it very clear that when you speak to another individual as a man, you're giving that man your word. When you speak to another individual, you're talking to that man. You're not talking to that paintball player. And there seems to be a lot of that going on where people are taking kindness for weakness. They're taking passiveness for to being naive. And I'm done. I haven't been very vocal. I've been very neutral. The issue at hand is not about me. The issue at hand is between this Mr. Joker and another individual. It's not my business. But I'm not going to sit down there and allow somebody to disrespect me if I don't let my own family, blood family, disrespect me. So I made a decision today to step back, breathe, recharge my batteries, and I hope that members in the community respect that. Don't speculate. Don't draw your own conclusions. I'm telling you myself right now, I am stepping back. I am just going to rest and breathe. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what my future is, but the podcast will continue if I go lone wolf, if I don't go lone wolf, whatever the case is. But I want you guys to understand that my decision is based solely on one part only. That I would not allow anybody to disrespect me, because I don't go around disrespecting anybody. And the person that disrespects me, I'm just going to walk away. Because at the end of the day, paintball is a sport and it's fun. It's a hobby. You guys are taking it way too serious. Paintball isn't paying your bills. It's not paying my bills. In fact, we're paying somebody else's bills to play paintball. It shouldn't have to be that I have to choose a side. It shouldn't have to be that I got to break in between two grown men or a bunch of grown men. Whatever one man does, that's on him. But when you bring bullshit to the community and you only give one narrative to the community, the narrative that you get, people are going to go off of that. And I've learned in my life, I'm 47 years old, and I've learned in my life two very important rules. One, treat everybody the same way you want to be treated. Hands down. Hands down. Playing on the field is one thing. Talking trash on the field is one thing. Talking trash on the podcast is one thing. Done in fun. When you lie to a man straight to his face, and then lie to an entire community straight to their face, and then lie to a team straight to their face, there's a problem. There's a problem. So I'm not going to go too personal, but I want the community to understand, and I am stepping away from my position in the team for now. I'm not resigning. I'm not quitting. I'm not kicked off my team. I'm not banned. None of that. I'm taking a break from my team so that everybody understands why. Because this bullshit that's going on in the community is just way too fucking much. We all play paintball to escape and have fun. It's not fun when I have to listen to grown-ass men act like we're in fucking junior high school. We're not kids. We're not kids. Let these two men deal with the problem at hand. You guys want to draw up your conclusions? Draw up your conclusions. I'm not defending neither nor. I'm voicing my opinion so that everybody understands. You have a problem with an individual, you step up to that individual. That's how it's always been since I was growing up. But I see in this community, I love this community, but I see in this community you have those select few that are media gangsters, social media gangsters. And everywhere you go, you're going to have that. So my decision It's that, exactly that. My decision, solely my decision. People may like it, people may not like it. It's not for you to like, it's not for you not to like, it's for you to accept. So, huh?
What's up, fellas? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's been enjoying the podcast. I have been at work, I just chimed in for a couple seconds, to say, hopefully we could put this crap past us. I don't want to talk about it no more. That's all I want to say.
Oh no, we're not talking about it. I was just
Anyway,
addressing.
like I said,
I was just
gotta
addressing
say.
them.
Let's keep moving forward. Like I said, it's 2022. Let's have some fun this year, Let's keep growing the sport like we've all been doing it, whether it's in your home state, whether you're traveling to another state, whether you want to go to another country. Set goals on what you want to do for this 2022. I have a goal. Well, it's not my goal, it's the team's goal. We want to hit everywhere. We want to have fun with everywhere, meet other places. And that's really my focus right now. Like I said, right now I'm in Denver. I'll be honest, I wish I was out here slinging paint. Fuck work. I wish I was out here slinging paint because it snowed like 2 days ago and it's amazing to play on the snow, But 2022, guys, let's continue to grow the sport. That's what we've got to do. Our job is to continue to grow the sport, make it fun, because at the end of the day, when we hang up our shoes and our markers, if you have children and your child comes to you, Dad, I want to get into paintball, or your daughter, you're basically passing the torch on to them. Or it doesn't even have to be your own child. It could be anybody that's watching you play the sport. And somebody's going to come up to you and be like, yo, how can I get better at this sport? How can I do this? How can I do that? So let's continue to grow the sport like it's been doing for the past, 40-something years. Let's not stop it. Let's continue to grow it. And that's it. And enjoy ourselves and have fun. Paintball is a hobby and a sport. That's all it is. This is not a fucking soap opera.
But that's where I was going at, because we were ending the show and I was just ending it on a post credit because of its current situation.
Ending show, guys. Don't forget long Generation MAGFED, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm over here, like I said, 6 p.m. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, anything. We chime in on Discord, YouTube, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, on everything. If you ever want to come on the show to promote an event, to talk about what thrives about paintball, anything that has to do with paintball, hit up Steve, hit up myself. We'll bring you all on the show to talk about it. Mondays, like we said, it will always be the same, promote events. Friday, we'll smack talk, but at the same time, we also want to continue to promote more events. Other than that, I hope everybody has a blissful week. Hopefully I get to see good faces on Friday, talk about anything. Other than that, like I said, have a blissful week. I missed the podcast today, but I'll tune in to see what I missed, what I did not miss. Joker, I'll be hitting you up for that Gatormaille. You already know. I liked the dragon photo. It was nice. Other than that, guys, blissful week. I'm out.
See ya, bro.
So, we're back. Amen. Scream it louder for the people in the back. Christina Flack. So with that being said, guys, I just want you guys to understand. I'm not washing my hands. I just think it's better for me to step back because I know what's going to happen with me. And before it gets to that point, I just might as well just chill. So I'm not going to be as active with my team. It has nothing to do what's going on has nothing to do with my team. It's just paintball and the community and the way things are right now in the community. I think it's better for me not to play. I don't know. I don't know how I can best describe it. If I'm not playing, I'm not as active, so it's not going to bother me as much. It's still going to bother me, but not going to bother me as much. Because I'm not on the field. It's going to bother me because it is what it is. But I'm not on the field, so it's not going to bother me as much. But if I'm on the field, believe me, it eats me up. It eats me up. As a player, as a podcaster, it eats me up. As an advisor to my team, it eats me up. And there are a lot of times that I stay quiet. I look the other way. I turn the other cheek. I don't put in my opinion. A lot of times. And I've done it too much. And it's gotten to the point where I'm listening to the bullshit that's coming in. And personally, where's the fun in paintball? You guys are sucking the fun out of paintball. So I'm taking a step back just so that I can find myself again, find the fun in paintball again. Because right now I'm not happy with the way things are going. Really, I'm not. You know, I've said it before, you guys, instead of elevating, we're destroying. You know, it's cliques. We're back in high school again. Oh, that's the cool kid. Those are the cool kids, and those are the geeks, and those are the nerds, and those are the jocks. And that's what it feels like. That's what this feels like. You know, don't sit at that table because that's the jocks. You don't sit at that table, that's the nerds. You don't. And also, sorry, excuse me. I'm recuperating from COVID. So with that being said, guys, again, I want to thank you guys for being on the show. I want to thank you, Joker, for being on the show. And thank you guys for the community. Thank you to the community for watching. And Generation MAGFED's on Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just make sure you comment, like, subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next podcast, which is on Friday. I am going to be putting my order in with Joker at the end of the show. So I will have 5 Gatormailles and 2 head wraps that I will be giving away to you, the viewers. We hit that milestone marker. We're beyond 100 subscribers. The goal is to have 500 subscribers. But as a thank you, I'm going to be giving away 5 Gatormailles and 2 head wraps as a thank you for the support in the community, for the support in the podcast. So, guys, you know what that means. I want to say again, thank you, each and every one of you guys, for tuning in. Thank you, Joker, for coming onto the show, giving us a little bit of insight about Gatormaille. Pretty good product. I like the product, and we look forward to seeing more of it around the community and on the fields. For you, the community, again, thank you, each and every one of you guys, for showing the support. You know, the love keeps coming in, the support keeps coming in. Please keep it coming. I'm grateful for it. And that's pretty much it, guys. So I want to say thank you. Deuces. Stay warm. Be prepared. Big snowstorm coming on Friday here in New York City. So hope you guys are ready for that. Stay warm and see you guys Friday.